Hello, hello. Mic check 1, 2.
Hello and good evening, and welcome here to Speedrunners Arena, where we have the Super Metroid Random Accessible Tournament. First Swiss round, a pair of matchups going here for you tonight. We do appreciate your patience as we are getting things along the way here. Alongside Papa Schmo, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and this is my first assignment here in the SMRAT community. So be nice, be kind, pretty please.
Check 1, 2. Just getting a mic check. Can you hear me? Anyone?
I
Good sir.
Yes, I
All
can.
right,
I
sweet.
thought we were already live out to the people. I was giving my intro already.
No, we totally are. I just happened to hit the button. I'm just gonna double check to make sure we are on the right site because I put in the stream key, and this is my first time kind of doing it this way. So you may have noticed by some of the delay it took me to get here. But your intro was great, so it wasn't completely wasted. Let's make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to here. I
All
should.
right.
Okay, Rena's Arena. Um, okay. Yep, it looks like we're up. So I just have to send this link out um, in the Discord, and hopefully we'll get some peeps rolling in here pretty soon. I'm gonna kind of lean on you a little bit to talk while I get these timers going because I just wanted to get the race up and running. And so I'll do that as the runners get started.
Of course, we have some behind the scenes kind of being brought out in front to you here as that's some of the advantages, but also challenges when one of the co-commentators is also the restreamer. So make sure to give Papa Schmo a follow, as doing that double duty is always unenviable. But we have bonus against kevnastics. That's the two top runners against one another. And on the bottom row, you have xerolayne and Leslie Pro 04. And it looks like SRL has been released, so they are going to be going at it here.
Absolutely, this is going to be awesome one to watch. I know a couple of these runners. Kevnastics, I race with him all the time. I know of Bonus. I've never been in a race with him before, but I'm sure there's a lot of various levels of experience with SMRAT, and yeah, we're going to see a lot of interesting decisions here. I'm sure.
Well, that's what's great about this tournament is that your skill level, there's a great deal of variety, but just because you don't have a lot of skill or experience doesn't immediately exclude you from competition. As you can see, a couple of our runners having done the moonfall there. I know I certainly can't do it, at least not as of yet. So it's something that regardless of your skill level, you certainly have a chance to compete here. As over the course of the tournament, there will be two separate brackets: the rat bracket for the more experienced runners, and the mouse bracket for those not quite as experienced. As we see our runners getting the morph ball in its vanilla location, but again, this is not expected to be hard logic, so that is where you would normally see that particular item. And
Nice.
we've got bombs as well. Okay, so that means we're going to see a bit of a bonus fight a little bit later.
Wow. Yes. Bombs opens up the Bomb Torizo fight. And interesting to get bombs in the beginning anyway. One of the things that SMRAT, the only things that SMRAT assumes that you can do is the infinite bomb jump. And so now that we have those bombs, is definitely access to a lot of different locations if you want to use that infinite bomb jump. Might take a little bit longer to get there, but it gives you access to a whole lot of things. So this should be interesting.
A little bit of an unexpected trick or out of logic trick to acquire those power bombs from the ceiling being done there on Kevnastic's side. We also have some missiles being picked up as well. And we have xerolayne heading up into the Billy Mays area.
Indeed, named so aptly because there's not only one one missile that you find, but wait, there's more. There's definitely another one. Of course, since this is a randomizer, we might not find missiles here. We in fact found Spazer Beam and a pack of super missiles. That's a nice little Billy Mays room right there.
That is definitely, and being pointed out that yes, with the finding of those bombs, that ceiling is in logic. As yes, you could infinite bomb jump your way up there. It would be a heck of a timing though, so that would be rather challenging, but certainly doable.
Yeah, the block going back to a block instead of showing you those power bombs right as you get up there with your infinite bomb jump might be a little bit aggravating, but seems like all of our runners have made do with one strategy or another to grab those.
And it looks like we're going to find out here on kevnastics' side what is in Old Mother Brain, and we've got the wave beam to start.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
it's another good find. That opens up in logic. That opens up Crocomire for you. The wave gate at Brinstar, so there's no need for any super missile through the wave gate shenanigans. So yeah, a lot of kind of medium to heavy items found right at the beginning.
On energy tank over on xerolayne's side, off to the left of the initial morph ball. As kevnastics now makes the climb, and those just joining us, this is not a four-way race. This is kevnastics in the upper left against bonus in the upper right, and xerolayne in the lower left corner of the screen against Leslie Pro in the bottom right corner.
Indeed. If you forget who's who, there are these little verses text in between the two, if you notice. So that'll give you a little indication of who's going against who.
All right, and we do have a missile off to the left, a very nice jump that I know eludes me probably about 7 out of, well, okay, maybe 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, some of these jumps, especially this Alcatraz jump, which we'll see coming up here, is just one of those things that you'll get it every single day, and then one day you'll miss it 10 times in a row.
Well, first, though, we have Bomb Chorizo, which a little bit of a bonus fight here is normally in the early game you get this item here and you don't have to fight this particular enemy, but because we have bombs, we get a little bonus coverage here tonight.
Yeah, luckily Kev's got the super missiles, and it only takes two to send Bomb Torizo on his way, so that is a very short fight.
Yep, blink and you miss it for sure. A quick jump through some of the replenishing items, and back on their way goes kevnastics.
Indeed. One of the things that's really important, or I guess beneficial about finding power bombs so early is that you can make a lot of those checks down in the early portions of the game. If you don't, if you're not able to do that, you'll have to make a decision on when to come back to these areas, and could make or break a runner's route depending on what they find. So, see what else we
Absolutely.
got.
So far, our runners pretty much all taking the same path, as we have a super missile along the way here, and it looks like a power bomb is going to send kevnastics up to check the back of Gauntlet, and we have Speed Booster up there on the right.
Yes,
So that is going to be a pretty high priority, I would imagine.
yes, indeed. Speed is the general item that's going to get you allowed to fight one of the four bosses that you need to fight in order to pass the game. There's other ways you can get to it using Ice Beam or potential Crystal Flash Clip, but speed is the easiest way to get there in the intended way. So yeah, plus it just makes a whole lot of things faster during the entire run. So that, yeah, definitely going to be a priority for most of these runners, if not all.
And Kev opting to hold off on running Gauntlet, probably looking to get a few more items at first. And are we going to see, yes, a mock ball?
Yes, the early supers mock ball, the first sequence break you can do in the vanilla version of the game. And yes, Kev's probably Gauntlet can be pretty scary. There's a lot of things, especially with no suits and one energy tank. There's a lot of things that can kill you really easily. You got acid, you got enemies, and you have to wait for your power bombs. It can be a little bit daunting. So we'll see who goes up there immediately.
Kev getting another energy tank in the back there of Green Brinstar, certainly helping, and some missiles kind of blocking the way. I know they tend to be avoided in a lot of cases, but some of them are unavoidable. And heading on out there is Kev. Xerolayne back at the ship, and it looks like having seen speed is going to try to go for Gauntlet here.
Oh, very, very nice, kind of making it look easy wall jumps there. Sometimes those wall jumps to get up to Gauntlet on Zero Lane's side can take you a couple tries for sure, but Zero making it look like it ain't no thing.
Absolutely not. And now here's that challenge that you'd mentioned, the acid. Got to have some timely placed bombs, try not to get pulled away by some of the enemies. And with just that one energy tank, it is definitely a risk.
For sure, yeah. You may ask, well, why isn't Zero just using power bombs? Well, with 5 power bombs, you can't get to the back of Gauntlet. You can't get to that speed booster, so you have to use some bombs because you're going to need the power bombs on the back end of Gauntlet. So it's definitely interesting, and it makes it even more difficult. Spring Ball at Moat. That's going to be a nice item for some runners.
Yeah, I know it's one that I am gleeful every time I run into it, that's for sure. But that's also because I know that in Meridia, not exactly the greatest when it comes to the sand pit jumps.
Understood. Understood. Yeah, spring ball is also a very nice item if you can do the spring ball jump. Um, it's again not required in SMRAT, but very helpful if you need just an extra boost. If you don't have high jump or you don't have space jump, that can definitely help you out.
So we've got those super missiles on the left side of Gauntlet, but more importantly, Xerolayne about to pick up that speed booster.
Yes, indeed. First of the runners to pick it up, and we'll see how much it actually helps to have speed going through the rest of this run. The other runners are not going to have the advantages of just moving through each and every room just a little bit faster. So,
Yeah, so already, I mean, we're just maybe about 15 minutes in or so, and we've got a rather noted divergence of paths as Kevnastics now heading into the Spore Spawn skip.
yep. Normally you'd go fight Spore Spawn to get there, but with a nice little aptly placed super missile, you can bust through the back door and sad Spore Spawn will never be seen.
Meanwhile, missiles and super missiles on Leslie's side over up in the northern part of Red Tower.
Yep, I think we're gonna see a wave gate, just a reserve tank at wave gate here. Kevnas is gonna snag it. With only 2 energy tanks, it's not a bad idea for sure. Can also come in handy even if you have a couple of energy tanks.
Yeah, from what I've seen, just with the little bit of exposure that I've had to the Super Metroid randomizer community in general, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of love for the reserve tanks, at least more commonly than not. I don't know how much of that is tongue in cheek,
Yes,
but I don't know. For the most part, it just seems. I mean, I know some people even refer to it as as a trash can, as I see Zero noting in chat here.
yeah, it's just an empty Campbell's soup can, right? Without the wrapper. Yeah, no, I mean reserves. I guess it depends on what category you're running. But in rando, it's kind of like an empty energy tank. Why don't you just fill it, please? Come on.
Okay, and super missiles over in the... I forget what that part is. That Edicoons? Ooh, we got space jump
I guess. Well, we also have
and a
Varia.
Varia suit. Wow, we've got we've we've got a lot of things happening at once here. So we have Varia suit in the pipe there in Green Brinstar, and then on the approach to
Does
I
that
guess the
mean?
approach to Kraid, we've got space jump.
Yes, indeed. So does that mean that? Oh, did we I guess did Leslie forget to make that check? She would have gone past it. They would have gone past it by now, right?
I well no, Leslie skipped Brinstar and went to the right from the start after a few of the
Ah,
base
gotcha.
checks, coming
Gotcha.
down Red Tower from Criteria, exactly. So Leslie hasn't gone that direction yet.
Understood.
Spring Ball making that jump super easy to get a super missile.
And Zero showing why that speed booster is just helpful, super helpful, just running through the blocks that everybody else had to bomb or power bomb through. So playing catch up if needed will be much easier with that speed booster.
No need for a wave gate glitch with the early wave pickup on Bonus's side.
And we have our first
And
boss fight.
yeah, first Kraid boss fight. Different runners go in different orders. In this case, Kraid usually the most common one, especially if the items are minimal. As Bonus going to pick up their Varia suit.
Indeed. I say Varia. I don't know what the pronunciation is, but I don't think it matters. I think it's all what you want it to be.
All right, and no stand up on Leslie's side as we've got super missiles in the back of Kraid. The Kraid quick kill going on Leslie's side.
Very nice. Let's see how Bonus handles Red Tower. It's going to opt to throw a power bomb at the, I think, Ninja Turtles. Is this what those rippers are referred to as? Which
I'm
is
still working on the basics, so the memeable things are definitely out of my realm of knowledge. I will
that's
I will
fair.
defer to you on that, Papa Schmo.
That's fair. No worries.
So now exiting Kraid here. Leslie has some missiles. Bonus, meanwhile, going to go for the bonus of those super missiles in the upper part of Red Tower. As kevnastics going to try some gymnastics here to get onto the spring ball and does so.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think horizontal bomb jump or continuous wall jump is something that Kev will try too many times before bailing. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go head over to Criteria, maybe hit up Criteria power bombs. He could get up there with an IBJ. Takes a little bit of time, but that might be what he's doing. It's not a bad play. Oh, he's maybe going to Gauntlet, going for that speed booster.
Does know that it's there, so that certainly is a good thing here. And with the speed booster, we're going to have a waterway check. And it is missiles, and Zero disgustedly turns around.
As he should. Make me come all this way for a pack of missiles. Generally missiles. I'm not a fully experienced or acclaimed random runner, but I only grab maybe 25, 30 missiles tops after that, and I'm sure that's a high number for most people. Grabbing missiles because You don't necessarily need too many of them to beat the game, and that's probably where I cap at before I stop picking them up.
And also missiles in the X-ray check, and Leslie disgustedly leaving that behind. So Kevnastics working on the infinite bomb jump. That's the abbreviation IBJ that you may hear quite a bit here. Trying to get up to where the gauntlet is, and those speed boosters bonus getting right on up there with some well-timed but very difficult jumps.
Yeah, those are definitely not easy to do if you aren't as you know, it's kind of being demonstrated in the other side there. If you're not used to the timing of the jumps, um, you may think it's going to be a better use of your time to try to IBJ up there. There is also the spring ball if you know how to do the spring ball jump, um, but I'm not sure if that's in the trick as well. It looks like we have. Ooh, that was very close. It just went a little bit early trying to get up there.
Hmm. So
Meanwhile,
now,
we've got Zero coming up to get their space jump. Almost left, but it's like,
like, oh, wait a minute, I think I might want that.
Hopefully Kev gets pretty high before trying to go on over here. I think he's probably safe. He could probably go left. There we go. All right.
And why take any chances if you don't have to, especially since a good amount of time already being spent on that here.
Absolutely. Yeah. You definitely want to be sure. Hopefully he is going to use bombs in this early portion here. I guess you could use them in the second portion too. It's not specifically power bomb to get through these parts of Gauntlet. I'm not sure about that, but we have an X-ray check going on here. Not sure if we've had that yet.
We did on Leslie's side. It was just missiles.
Ah, forever missiles.
So far, almost 20 minutes, 21 minutes in, I should say, we've got pretty interesting variety thus far. I mean, we've got speed for a couple of our runners, the speed booster. We've got space jump for a couple of runners. All of them have their Varia suit.
Yep. So, kind of I mean, obviously we're still looking for the gravity suit. That's going to be a big win for runners who either can't or don't decide to do Meridia suitless. That's definitely if you're not familiar with that, that's definitely a more difficult endeavor. So once we get that gravity suit, um, we'll be looking at a much more open and explorable Zebes or Zebus, however you pronounce it.
I'm sure it depends on the locality. And I'm being told that apparently there's a little bit of imbalance as far as our voices. I guess as a broadcaster by trade, I'm a little more boisterous than I should be, so I'll make sure to back off the microphone. But maybe if there's a way to bring
I
my
I
audio
can
down a clip.
I can do that on my side, sure.
WWE's Vince McMahon said it best. Nothing can go wrong when it's live.
All right, I have raised your volume a little bit. Hopefully that.
Oh, no. Do the opposite. Pull it back. I'm too loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading. It says Fionn could be louder in comparison to your voice, or vice versa. Oh, okay. So one or the other. All right. Well, hopefully I didn't blow everybody's eardrums.
Certainly hope so as well.
All right, that should be a little better.
All right, we do appreciate the feedback as we go along here, as we want to bring you the best content, not just what you're seeing on the screen, but also what you're hearing from us providing some info here. And it looks like we've got a trash can, as people refer to it, a reserve tank way up top on the other side of wrecked ship once they get to there. And Bonus gonna go underwater for some super missiles. Oh, excellent. All right, it does sound like we're in the same room.
All right.
But social distancing, of course.
Yes.
Responsible. All right, Leslie heading up and getting some of the checks that were required earlier by others, and we've got an energy tank up above the ship to the right, and Bonus now using that lengthy speed boost to go into wrecked ship.
Very nice.
And some missiles prior to the Fantoon fight. Kevnastics going to take that same Shine Spark across, and also going to head into wrecked ship. And xerolayne making the acquisition of the spring ball considerably easier thanks to that space jump.
Yeah, really, really helpful item to have. Again, coming into Rando, depending on where you came from, or maybe you haven't done anything except for Rando, you just might have a whole different bag of tricks, than the person you are running against. But really, really cool display to see what choices these runners make based off of those the tricks they have in their bag.
It most certainly does.
Pardon.
All right, so we have some times being brought into the mix. We have a pair of Fantoon fights up top. Things pretty even amongst Kevnastics and Bonus. Again, this is a race between Kevnastics and Bonus on the upper part of the screen, and xerolayne against Leslie Pro on the bottom half of the screen. So this is not a four-way race for those of you just joining us here at Speedrunners Arena. Alongside Papa Schmo, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and we are bringing you the action here tonight in one of quite a few Swiss first-round matches here in the SMRAT, the Super Metroid Random Accessible Tournament.
Indeed, yeah, and having that said, having our two runners against each other on the top row there at Fantoon at the same time is pretty cool.
So Bonus taking out Fantoon first.
Kev, just a couple milliseconds short on that last super. That would have been Fantoon's doom. Should have him now. Very nice. 2 ghosts down, 1 to go. At least on screen. All right, let's see.
And now xerolayne on the Fantoon fight.
Indeed. See what Wreck Ship has in store for everyone. Will we find a gravity suit here?
A lot of people certainly hope for that. That is, well, I shouldn't say hope. That's probably not the best word to utilize, but I mean, they hope to find it early, I guess, is a good way to put it.
Yeah. As far as other items that we might need to finish the game, I mean, high jump boots are out there, not required at this point. Um, they've got bombs; they can get up the worst room in the game if they need to. Um, IBJ up there, but high jump is definitely at this point a luxury to have that would be welcome for me anyway. Um, Moving through this game without high jump is just a completely different experience.
And not a pleasant one.
Agreed.
All right, Leslie Pro now up into Gauntlet and will acquire the speed booster as well. And we'll see how far into Wrecked Ship our runners decide to go. I think there was a race earlier where one person went all the way up into the upper part of Wrecked Ship and was able to get one of the suits, I believe it was the Varia suit, that the other had not, and that made a world of difference in the race.
Yeah, and speaking of things that might make a difference, Bonus deciding to just hop out of wreck ship um, without full clearing it um, is an interesting decision.
Well, Bonus going to feel good, at least for the moment, about that decision, acquiring Space Jump here.
Question is, will we see at this point? I'm sure the runners have feel like they've been, it's almost 30 minutes worth of running. No access to Lower Norfair, at least from a logical side, has been found. We might have some runners decide to do a little dip in the lava and just go down to Lower Norfair anyway and see what they can do. But they don't have a lot of energy tanks. You'd have to be fairly comfortable with Lower Norfair to decide you're gonna head on down there.
All right, finally getting up over the hump, and now here is the spiky room of death. As you can certainly see why.
Yeah,
A
those
good
spikes.
chunk being taken out there.
Yeah, a couple hits, and you're wondering what happened to your energy tanks you just had.
Yeah, the Varia suit providing a bit of protection, so only taking away 15 energy per hit, but still not ideal. And without having the gravity suit, these jumps aren't so good. And there's the grapple beam.
That was a clutch little jump on the ledge there,
Wow.
followed by an accidental super meant to be a grapple beam, but still really, really good show on kevnastics' part.
But with only 86 energy left, now the challenge is getting back through that spiky room of death alive.
Yes. Here's where those trash cans come into play too. I think if I were kevnastics, I would empty them because when they decide to refill automatically, you might be stuck in a spike or something like that. Oh, just like this. Oh,
Oh no!
yeah.
That was instantaneous.
I feel a bit bad on the commentator curse side of things, if that's a thing. Right. So what I was saying was, I mean, that reserves decide to choose for you when it wants to freeze you in place and refill your energy. The very next frame that that's done with, you're still sitting in the spike and you don't get a chance to do anything else. It's like a double hit. That's what happened to kevnastics there, unfortunately. But um, being awesome, he saved right before that room. So
Yeah,
not a
very,
whole
very
lot.
timely save and is going to opt to leave that behind. Bonus, meanwhile, having taken out Kraid, not able to get the quick kill, so the prom dance, as the community has mentioned, one of those had occurred here. Leslie, meanwhile, working on Fantoon.
I guess somebody should take Craig to prom. It's,
It's usually me.
well, someone's got to do it, I guess, you know.
And by usually, I mean always.
Ooh, Kev finding a little prize
Charge! Oh, look at that.
in Wreck Ship Reserve. Good thing they have speed. We wouldn't be able to get up there otherwise. Gonna go check missiles in the sky, and we have missiles in the sky.
And Zero getting ready to go bowling. As is Kevnastics on the adjacent lane.
Indeed.
All right, now checking out a little bit more of Norfair here is Bonus. Grabbing an energy tank along the way.
Thought we might see a little Croc action there for a second, but Bonus decided to tell Croc to hang on. I have other plans. Gonna go check this missile up here. Ooh,
Hey!
there she blows.
So
Well,
there we go. 35 minutes in, we've got Gravity Suit.
all right, decides to leave Croc behind, which is at this point what I might do as well. I'm not sure if he's going to Lower Norfair, it would be faster to go this way or just go back down to Croc and head over to the right.
Going through the speed booster room. It is hard to say. Zero Lane now is exiting Wrecked Ship, having taken care of that, including getting the grapple beam. Little energy refill, and Kev gonna go on up and get that charge.
Very nice. Yeah, so depending on how much viewers know about just randomizer in general, um, to finish the game, in order to take down the last boss, the Mother Brain, you're either going to need 60 super missiles, or you're going to need um, charge beam. Because with charge beam, then you can do infinite shots. If you never find charge, then you're going to have to kind of hog up on some missiles and super missiles in order to finish the game. So that's kind of a big find to have charge there. Players, once they find that, can stop farming supers, and save all that item fanfare.
And it's amazing how that item fanfare adds up over the course of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, almost 7 seconds at times. Potentially 50 items, depending on what you get. That's a lot of time.
Well, 350 seconds. It's almost 6 minutes. Potentially, it could swing one way or the other, depending on, or at least there is that potential swing. And bonus is in what is known as the worst room in the game. Now, what gives it that distinction? You've got a very high climb. You've got a bunch of enemies that take 50 energy per hit, and that's with the gravity suit and varia suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much that's enough there. We don't really need to. Yeah, the climb is the main issue with it. All those obstacles to dodge.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a nice room. It wasn't designed to be a nice room, for sure.
Now, I asked earlier in chat, and I guess that's where it kind of gets to be a bit of a debatable scenario. But well, I think Zero is about to answer that. If that is the worst room in the game, what would be the second worst room in the game?
For me, it's double chamber, which is the room right before you get wave beam in the vanilla portion of the game. I always fall down that room, and it's really not dangerous at all. It's just what's the word for it? It's like demeaning. It just demoralizes you when you fall down there.
Just disheartening, I suppose.
Yeah.
Xerolayne grabbing the super missiles after taking out Kraid. Another stand up, another prom invitation. And we'll see how Kev does as Kev making their way over to Kraid now. As bonus already in the Metal Pirate room down in Lower Norfair. Heading on over to Kraid. Or not Kraid. See, I got Kraid on the brain. I'm looking over at kevnastics' side. Over to Ridley.
Yes. It's got 4 energy tanks. It's got plenty of supers. Should be fine during this fight, depending on how comfortable they are with Ridley. One of the things about Ridley is they take extra damage from supers. So instead of 300, they take 600. So you only need 30 shots, 30 supers to connect, and at that point Ridley will be, well, will still be alive, but as long as you can jump in their claws, that'll do it. Well, Kev's taken Kraid to prom, so that guy's really a gentleman, you know. I mean, nobody else did. He stepped up to the plate, decided to take Kraid to prom, you know.
Well, actually, I was going to say bonus and Xerolayne did as well. The only one who did not was Leslie.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was an agreement of sorts. Leslie broke it.
Yeah, Leslie, the only one with a Kraid quick kill in this race of the 4.
All right, what is behind door number 1? Just a little pack of missiles. Thanks, Ridley.
Definitely going to leave those behind as Kev taking out Kraid as well.
Leslie really showing some good moves, bowling a strike. That was really well done.
Yeah, for a slight shameless plug on my channel, whenever that bowling thing comes up, I use the command of strike, and it gives the old Al Bundy strike from
like
Married
it.
with Children.
I dig it. So
Showing my
yes.
age just a little bit there. But
Ah,
yeah, I figure it's in that clientele. I mean, those of us who were kids when we played this game, it fits the bill. As we
sure.
have charge over on Leslie's side. Kev now heading into a little further into Norfair. And check the high jump room.
Still no ice. That's definitely an item that runners are going to not pass up. It makes the Metroids at the end, the Metroid rooms, much of an easier time. In the case that you don't have Speed Booster, which doesn't apply here, you can use it for clipping through to get to through Bot Wound and to Dragon. But it's definitely going to be a help in Torian for sure. xerolayne picking up their gravity suit.
A welcome sight for sure. As bonus now, down in what I'm trying to get over as the Firefly Funhouse.
I don't know if I've heard that one. I like it.
It's my history in professional wrestling. I've got to sneak any reference that I can in for the Bray Wyatt fans out there.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Absolutely. All right, so we have an energy tank over in the jail. And xerolayne heading on down to Lower Norfair, where meanwhile Kev gonna take on Croc here.
I don't know if we're going to see old Croc today. Glad to see you still doing well. Well, at least for the time being.
Well, we didn't know whether or not we were going to see Bomb Chorizo, and that was a pleasant surprise from earlier. So we'll get a few little bonuses here, and a little indecisiveness on Kev's part, or maybe just stalling for time for the animation. So it looked as though Kevin was, or Kev was gonna. Do I go for it? Do I not go for it? But no, just killing time for the Crocomire melting animation. Pulling the best Wicked Witch of the West impression, I suppose.
There's a lot of fun things runners decide to do to pass the time in this game.
All right, and bonus now, heading through the room that I heard earlier is called the Three Musketeers.
That's correct. Yes. Three Musketeers hit very hard, depending on what suits you have. They're definitely not a fun bunch.
They're another that, even with both suits, take 50 energy of damage per hit.
Yep.
So if you can avoid them, you want to. So Kev is now heading on over to Disappointment for some missiles. Then here's that double chamber room on bonus's side that you had mentioned, opting to skip the energy tank. And some super missiles over in Wave.
Nice little Kago through the spikes there on xerolayne side. Going against the Metal Pirates. Have we seen an ice check yet on Leslie's side here?
I don't believe we have. Or if we have, I certainly missed it.
Yeah. I thought for a second we might find ice at ice.
No, just some energy at ice. Oh, Zero checked ice earlier? Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, it didn't look like I didn't look like we saw a power bombs of shame check, as it's known, heading down just before Ridley, unless Bonus had done so.
Zero showing a little bit of why grapple beam can be very useful. Makes a nice little quick farm session in this room before Ridley. By the way, if you had liked some bit of off-topic uh, stuff here, it's Ridley is actually the name of my son, named after this little guy
Oh,
here. If you were questioning my Super Metroid fandom, um, I believe
well,
that is your answer.
hopefully your child is not as irksome as the boss currently on Xerolayne's screen.
Can be, but definitely has the scream down so far. I'm pretty sure at some
Oh
point I'm gonna
goodness.
record the scream and then dub it over a Ridley boss fight and see how that goes.
Just compare the potential accuracy to it.
Oh, we have a little bit of lava dive action going on at Kev's screen here. He is certainly not a stranger to the lava dive. Runs a lot of GT Classic, in which this is the first big hurdle in that category that you need to get to. So I wouldn't expect this to be too much of an issue. Although he doesn't have high jump, and he is not used to that. And I think he just figured that out.
Hmm. Well, there's the reserve given an
Come
extra
on, come
100,
on,
but
come on, come on, come on. Okay.
whew. Well, there is Ice Beam. It looks like it was in Meridia, and it was speed locked
Ooh, okay.
over on Bonus's side.
Main Street missiles. We have ice. Okay. I'm wondering if any of those other luxury items we were talking. Oh, sorry to get cut off
Mm,
there.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I wonder if one of those luxury items we were talking about, the high jump boots, maybe even plasma, which is or screw attack, might be over in those hard to reach areas of Meridia, such as plasma or Shack Tool, or Spring Ball, I guess. Most people just say Shack Tool because you gotta wait for Shack Tool to get over to the Spring Ball section.
Time, yeah. In a race setting, that time sink is definitely what a lot of runners do not want to see, at least.
Yeah. Little X-ray pickup over at Cosine Missiles from Leslie. That, if anybody ever finds plasma, will be helpful for a little microwave beam action.
Yep, certainly very useful in Meridia, as I know I've had some zapped fish and eel on occasion.
Yeah, you know, when in Zeebs, you gotta try a little bit of the fried shrimp and enjoy yourself.
Absolutely. Bonus going to space jump along this room here, trying to avoid some of those mock droids. A little bit of a gravity fake out there.
We
As
have
Xerolayne and kevnastics both in Bubble Mountain.
just another missile pack at Precious Missiles location, and we have bonus going into their Dragon fight. They've got speed, got one super missile, so I imagine it's going to be Either a missile fest. Yeah, it looks like they're going for some shine sparks here, which is definitely a nice quick way to take care of Dragon.
Meanwhile, energy and more energy over on Kev's side. Oh, and Leslie going to get their gravity suit. A welcome sight at the 52-minute and change mark. Well, a welcome sight anytime you can get it.
Absolutely. Bonus getting a little too much love from Dragon. Decided he didn't want that. Wiggled out of the nice fluffy claws of Dragon.
And Dragon just swooping on in at rather noted speed, and those missiles not quite enough.
Bonus hoping for that shine spark. Sometimes the lag in this room, even when you're starting, you're running through the little Dragon babies. I don't really know what to call those. Messes up your taps for the short charge, but he gets a nice kill and a blue suit to boot. Didn't intend for that to rhyme, but I'm okay that it did.
Not bothering to check what was behind there. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's got go mode in his brain and ready to head to Torian at this point.
Hangs on to that spark and is able to get all the way across there with it.
Yeah, opting to take the kind of the safer route of not initiating the spark in the precious room, which can allow you to run, and then you can gain some run speed. It's a little bit faster, but in a race setting, you want to be safe. That's a good play. I'm wondering where Bonus thinks kevnastics is at this point, and same for Zero and Leslie. I wonder what they're feeling as far as being behind or on a good pace. It's always hard to tell when you just you make decisions, and some feel really bad, some feel really good.
I don't know. I just assume I'm always behind.
That's not a bad strategy.
Granted, it's because I usually am, but
Well, that's besides the point.
yeah, that details, semantics. Leslie now in the worst room in the game.
Ooh, just juking by the pirate and all the French fries coming out of it. That was some nice moves. Not checking Mickey Mouse. I don't know if we've seen any Mickey Mouse checks.
I don't think anybody has checked Mickey Mouse.
Uh,
No Disney fans here.
well, Pixar kind of took over.
Of course, I say that as I'm wearing an I Maple Leaf Poutine shirt from Epcot's World Showcase. So, yeah, I'll show the love that they aren't.
Ooh. I hope.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh no. Come on. Just got a little bit of reserve, but in this acid, when the reserve kicks in, it continues to take damage. Wow. Really,
Ooh.
really clutch recovery there. It's gonna be very careful going at these key hunters, and they take a lot of damage before they go down. You can see how many supers it takes just to. Yeah, you might want. He's thinking about the save room. Yeah.
6 supers, yeah. Pretty good safety save there.
Yeah, with 68 health, I think that's probably a good idea.
Zero now working on Dragon.
And bonus, riding on into Torian. We'll see where that ice beam comes in handy to get through these rooms. If you did not have ice beam, you'd have to power bomb these Metroids. They each take three kind of on target power bombs in order to kill the Metroids. And I mean on target because if it's kind of outside the epicenter of the blast radius, it won't take as much damage, and you'll have to do another power bomb. So I'm sure he's happy to have that ice beam.
And that saves so much time in these rooms here, and amazing to think that I didn't even realize that bonus was in go mode. That's how.
Oh yeah, it was
Again,
just
I'm
Dragon.
used to a full bingo board basically of everything.
Yeah,
I'm
Dragon
like, wait,
was.
I can't go in there without at least 12 energy tanks, plasma, charge, high jump boots, screw attack.
Yeah, just do a little rando hundo fundo.
For all intents and purposes, that's pretty much the name of my game.
Baby skip attempt here, but without high jump, it's going to be very difficult
No.
to try to do anything there.
But with so little energy, it wasn't that much of a time sink.
Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna think maybe he could crystal flash, but he only has 10 power bombs, and you need 11 in order to do a crystal flash. So.
So Kev now doubling back here. Looks like still has some
Yeah, Kev doesn't have
work to
gravity.
do.
He's still looking for gravity. He's probably trying to figure out where it is at this point. Yeah, sometimes these little guys can be a pain in the butt. It is possible to kind of do a jump and morph through them. Um, but if he wants to make this check, he may just want to use some supers. Each of these take 3 supers to kill, or 3 power bombs, but he only has 1 power bomb. The acid's
Bonus,
not enough.
meanwhile, making quick work of the Metroid room, and here is Mother Brain.
Indeed. Here we go. It's going to be 60 super missiles. Um, the bonus doesn't have charge.
Bonus does not have charge.
Ooh, takes a ketchup to the face. That may have been a. Ooh, goodness gracious. Just put. Oh, okay, they made it. Oh, that was very very close.
As
Maybe.
Leslie taking out Ridley, there is so much going on in such a short period of time here.
Yeah, a lot of things to watch. A lot of heart attacks being given. And we have another runner entering into G4, past the statues and down on into Turian. So if xerolayne can pull this one out, looks like it may take the victory over Leslie. We'll see how that goes. As displayed in bonus's screen, Torian can be very dangerous. Um, and if you come in here normally with items that you don't have and you don't realize it, can definitely be not a friendly place and has caused a lot of deaths. You see xerolayne doing the power bomb strat that I was talking about earlier because they don't have ice beam. You can see how much longer it takes to kill these Metroids.
And doing some creative jumping with the spring ball to try to minimize the damage done to themselves. And here, just trying to lure them all together. And that's, I think, where that damage is trying to be withheld.
Yep, definitely having them there to take the full brunt of the power bomb is a good idea. Having all of them on you, um, not so good. They definitely tank a lot of damage, or can if you're not paying attention.
Kevnastics finally getting there, but apparently the effort was for naught.
That is rough stuff.
Leslie getting trolled a little bit as Bonus is making the escape. And Kev, meanwhile, replenishes and goes back searching for that gravity suit, which we do know is in Croc Escape.
Yes. Just kind of ran past. Other runners had a nice nice gumption to just kind of check that before going into Croc, and it definitely paid off this time. And there we have Bonus finishing in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 52 seconds. Get some GGs in for Bonus. Very well done.
It didn't feel like there were any setbacks when it came to Bonus. It just, everything kind of ran smoothly, but I'm sure we might be hearing from Bonus in a little bit to talk about the seed here, as the concern from Kev being shown here is it looks like now is going to go into Billy Mays. Oh, just shine sparking right up. I did not know that was the thing that could be done.
Oh yeah. I think that's probably like intended Nintendo Power strat there for you to shine spark up.
I must have missed that episode as a kid. Or the episode, edition, issue.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Gonna switch some audio over here.
Meanwhile, Kev running into some challenges, mainly in that water there. My goodness. I know those feels, but he's able to get up and over it here.
Oh, just kept looking Spazer in the face and saying, "Nuh-uh." Oh, we got a catch up over to 0. Let's not play the catch up game, please.
And looks like is able to get past that phase, and here comes the rainbow beam.
Meanwhile, we're getting our first look at potential item locations. We missed high jump, we missed screw attack, plasma we did not find, so far anyway. Have to keep an eye out on where those things were. I don't think the plasma location was checked. Shack tool was not checked. All right, here we go. Screw
Screw
Attack was
Attack was in
at.
vanilla.
Screw Attack at Screw Attack. Plasma was at Space Jump.
Oh,
Everybody
wow.
just
And high jumps were in
left.
Plasma Beam.
Oh, I figured something was definitely at Plasma. I wasn't sure about Shack Tool, but my gut was telling me something was at Plasma.
Oh, that is fantastic in all the wrong ways.
Yes, that was very, very well said. Meanwhile, Mother Brain getting a taste of her own medicine here, and she does not appear to be enjoying it.
I would imagine not. I don't think even a spoonful of sugar will help that medicine go down.
Oh, I love it.
So now it's just a matter of the escape for Zero. Leslie, meanwhile, heading on up for, I believe, a date with Dragon.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. First venture into Meridia for Leslie.
Overall, Seed gave a lot of things kind of to the runners at the beginning. Didn't hide too many things away, but it was easy to potentially, miss some key things depending on what felt like, just little small decisions. It wasn't like, do I go up to Red Tower? Do I go down? In this case, it was like, well, this little check for gravity here felt like something that was could have been just a small oversight or something like that. So it was an interesting seed for sure.
Yeah, definitely a few head scratchers in there, that is for sure. But that is going to do it here. So xerolayne is going to get the victory over Leslie Pro. Get your GGs out in chat. xerolayne going to take the victory with an official SRL time of 70 minutes and 37 seconds.
GG's to xerolayne, GG's to bonus, GG's to kevnastics, and GG's to Leslie. All these runners really putting in, as far as I can tell, they're all trying to finish this seed, um, and really just putting on a great display.
Looks like Leslie trying to go for the short shine spark to get the ice beam on Main Street missiles. And Kev's starting to head in the right direction for Gravity Suit.
Indeed. Looks like we will have some interviews coming up as soon as we can get them into the main voice channel here. So be on the lookout for that pretty soon. Leslie's still looking for this little short charge here. Snag that ice beam.
And it looks like is opting to leave it be for now.
Yeah, I was gonna go see what else is up there. So it looks like we have with us the two victors, Bonus and xerolayne. GG's to the both of you. So it looks like how's it going? Have with us
Going pretty all right.
Yeah, thank you. It's going well.
Victors,
Yeah.
Bonus and xerolayne. GG's to the
We're
both of you.
taking a look here at
How,
some of the other
how's it going?
items. We found it hilarious that
Going
Screw
pretty
Attack
alright.
was in its vanilla
Yeah, thank you. It's going
location.
well.
Yeah.
Plasma Beam was in the Space Jump location, and High Jump Boots were in Plasma Beam's
taking
location.
a look here at some of the other.
I think I saw that ice was at Main Street.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Vanilla location. Plasma Beam was in the
Yeah,
Space
Bonus
Jump
was able to
location,
grab
and
that.
High Jump Boots were in
Leslie
Plasma Beam's
attempted
location.
to, but was having trouble
think I saw
getting
that.
the short charge and opted to leave it go for now and is currently working on cooking up that eel.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
I felt a little silly when I went back into construction zone. I was like, wait a minute, I've already been here.
So, do you guys have any like forehead smacking moments or any how did you feel about the seed overall?
I felt like it was a pretty nice seed. I did definitely have a couple of forehead slapping moments. Like when I checked the back of Gauntlet and I saw speed there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to get that," but I only had 5 power bombs. And then as I was heading down the elevator, I realized I had regular bombs too, and I could have just gone to get it.
Yeah, there was only one out of the 4 who went to speed immediately.
Yeah.
So everybody else decided no, they'll come get it later. And that was definitely an advantage to go snag that speed early.
Yeah, I was really happy I didn't have to double back to check Waterway after that, because that would have felt bad.
Yeah, Waterway didn't give us a whole lot, but just having that check is definitely a good
Yeah, I figured I was down there. I might as well.
for sure.
And when I got to the bottom and I found Space Jump in the spacer, I don't know why. Up like a minute before I found that, in my brain, I went, I should just play this by the book. And as soon as I found Space Jump, I immediately went, I should go to Wreck Ship for some reason.
Yeah,
The book was tossed aside rather quickly at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. It just popped into my head and I went, I'm going to go and I'm going to full clear it and it's going to be weird. And I found charge, and my thought process at that point was charge gives me a certain kind of advantage and I have to push every bit of that I can, which means basically never picking up ammo again, except the one extra super missiles, because 60 is a nice round number.
indeed. Do you guys usually go before Croc and just go check that one spot? Is that like a usual thing? That's where we found gravity this time around. Is that something you normally do, or just something you did on a whim?
I tend to check it, especially if I'm missing like a suit or a way to get through to Botchwin or something, because yeah, I don't want to go the long way around to check that. So the first time I'm there, I'll just take a peek, and it usually doesn't pay off, but it was very handy this time.
Yep. And unfortunately, kevnastics just that check not being something that I did, and not being in his head right now. He's running through Rex ship to try to find gravity. He's just trying to figure out what exactly he's missed at this point. So yeah, it's a rough one.
Yeah, but check was actually a return to the textbook for me, because I do make sure to check that one generally. And when I was like, I have Varia, I have speed, and we found Space Jump really accessible, and I found Grapple up in Wrecked Ship, I went, this is kind of a higher possibility than even usual. So I was like, I'm going to do that before High Jump. And as soon as I saw it, I said, that's all I need to do. I'm going to go.
Yep, absolutely. I tend to check that when I go in to get into the high jump or something like that, and I'll check it through the back way just to head down in business center there and just kind of see what's do a little check to see what's in there.
Hmm.
But yeah, we still have Leslie um, running through Meridia here. Only
Yeah,
has Dragon left.
no, Leslie did defeat Dragon and went into the back check and did pick up Plasma as well.
Oh,
Sweet.
very nice. Yeah, I think the only runner to pick up Plasma. Plasma was in Space Jump, and let's see, Screw Attack was at Screw Attack, and and then there was something at
Oh, the high jump
Plasma.
boots were in Plasma.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of fun checks there.
Seriously. I think I made up a little bit for my accidental double check of Construction Zone when I surprised myself by making the fine art jump without high jump boots. I was like, hey, accidental swag today. All right.
There you go.
And Leslie looking to take the kind of shortcut out of Meridia. And you can see the desperation just in Kev's play of just where the bleep is this gravity suit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's at this point, I guess we're about an
We're
this
about
far.
80 minutes in, about an hour, about 79, 80 minutes in, an hour and an hour 19, an hour 20.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely when you think you've checked everywhere and you still haven't found something, it's a really it's a really difficult thing to kind of to deal with in your brain. But he's gonna keep trying. He's
I
currently
want,
headed in the right direction.
I want to make sure to thank you guys for doing the commentary. So I guys pop into the SRL chat and thanks for volunteering your time. Of course, I hope I get a chance to do commentary on some runs too. It'll be fun.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we I had a great time. Thanks for making the commentating what you guys are doing fun and enjoyable.
Hmm.
And good luck
Yeah,
on your next Swiss round too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
this has been a great deal of fun, and it's my first foray into this particular community, and there are some things I definitely still need to brush up on without question. But as far as bringing everything here, I'd like to think that I did an okay job.
I will piggyback. Well, first, I will concur and say you did an awesome job, and I had a great time doing comms with you. But I'll also piggyback on that to say apologies for some of the early woes in the restream. This is my first time doing this setup for SMRAT and doing the 4-player thing, so a lot of those kinks will be definitely worked out the next time. But I think we got the important stuff.
Most certainly. And Leslie, now working on the Metroids, opted not to get the Ice Beam after having some struggles, so now is going with the Power Bomb strat to take them out. It's a good strat, just it takes up a little bit more time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's feels like forever when you're just waiting for those power bombs to explode.
I think I'm going to take this opportunity to duck out and join my compatriots over in the Twitch chat.
Understood. Thank you for coming in for interview. Good luck in your next races and GG's.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everyone who's doing comms and tracking. And well, I
Yeah,
guess
definitely.
Restream is also comms, but
Yes,
Big
let's
thanks
not
to
I
everybody.
appreciate it.
let's not forget the tracking. Tracking was on point the whole time, and trying to track four things at one time is not an easy feat. So thanks to Saffron for that, hiding in the shadows, making it all look good.
Most certainly. And also looking good right now, there is the gravity suit. And Kev has to be both breathing a sigh of relief and also an exasperated sigh of relief of, finally.
Yep. Sigh of relief and maybe smash on the desk at the same time. Just be like, oh my
Yeah, little head
goodness.
desk. Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
So
Thanks
there
again.
is the
I'm going to get
save.
going.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you to Zero and Bonus, our two victors here this evening.
Yes, yes. We'll see if our remaining players want to come in. Actually, let's talk about uh, future things in SMRAT.
You are right on the same wavelength as I here, as it looks like tomorrow we have an octad of races here for you. That's right, 8 different races.
It's not often you get to say the word octad, so
No,
that is
absolutely.
special.
So every opportunity that I can, starting as early as 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, so a little less than 11 hours from now. It looks like we have Benergetic taking on Nightwolf 16, I believe that is, XVI. I'm hoping that it's the Roman numerals.
Absolutely. And
I'm
then
blind reading these, so I'm sure if there are any mispronunciations, I'm
we
diving in head
apologize.
first.
We
Yes,
apologize
apologies in
in
advance.
You know what?
Blame the noob here.
I'll take every other one. So if there's any mispronunciations, we can both be at fault. Oh, and next one's hard. So that was 10 a.m. At noon, 12 p.m. We have Raikou Rider and um, Aramnus. And again, apologies for that. That is at noon.
Then at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have Bizen against Incroyable.
You know what I want this to be very bad is, have you seen Incredibles 1? Um, and I'm not trying to like the when Incredibles 1 at the very first scene when Mr. Incredible goes in to the building and saves the guy, and there's a dude robbing the bank, the French guy, and his name is Bon Voyage, and he he sees Mr. Incredible and he goes, Monsieur Incroyable, and that's what I read. And Incroyable's name was Incroyable. Um, that's what I'm hoping that is. But either way, doesn't matter. Great name. That's at 1 p.m. After that, an hour later, 2 p.m., we've got Lomi and Jones. And I want to say Fate Fire. I know that's probably not right. But that is at 2 p.m. That I think is going to be a good matchup.
Sometimes the obvious thing is the right thing, so that's what I would lead toward it. Probably because FATEFIRE was probably taken. That'd be my
Yeah.
guess. Then we go to the evening time on the East Coast at 6 p.m. Eastern. Happy Artea takes on Essie.
That looks fine with me. Yep. 6
Who
p.m.
put a question mark at the end of the teleprompter?
Yeah, he'll read anything on the teleprompter. All right, 7 p.m. Just an hour later. We're not even done. We're halfway done with these races. There's so much going on tomorrow. So 7 p.m. we got Reem Octurus and Fredian 3K. Or Freddy, maybe that's an E. Freddy Neck. I don't know. Could be either one. But I do know that should be a good race.
Absolutely. And then I guess I'll steal the thunder a little bit here, as it looks like we have a pair of races. So it may be a quad setup just like this here at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Iron Rusty against Phoenix Down 23. And we have Bressingham 6 against Music 75.
Very nice. So there you have it. We have an octad, I just wanted to say it, of races tomorrow. And I'm not sure, let's see, currently on the schedule, there's nothing up here for restream. That doesn't mean it's not going to be restreamed, but if anybody is up for volunteering their services for restreams or tracking or comms, um, or any of that stuff, just come on in the Discord and into those respective channels. There's a restreaming and commentator and all that stuff channel. Just pop in and say, hey, I can help if you got the time. Let's do it, because just being able to watch these races is awesome for everybody involved. So
And look at it this way, you can hardly do worse than I have, and this is my first foray into it.
I
Granted,
think you did a phenomenal job, sir. Very well done.
well, I was paired with somebody who has much more knowledge than I do. That's the key. I can sound good as kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit. IRL, I do work as a radio personality and have for the last dozen years or so. So I've gotten the presentation part down. It's just the knowledge that's the issue.
For sure. Yeah, no, that shows. You didn't even have to really tell me what you did. I'm sure that the people can hear that for sure. Now,
Well, that is good to hear.
my knowledge will hopefully only grow as I continue. I'm not very skilled in the ways of rando. I do run a lot of other categories, but this is my first rando tournament, so I'm still learning the ropes myself. All right.
All it takes is a little time and a little experience. Now that we're done hot dogging and grandstanding here, let's get back to our two competitors. Kev currently working on Ridley and Leslie working on the escape.
Absolutely. Let's go, Leslie. Do you think Leslie's going to do the traditional shine spark up the climb, or maybe do a little diagonal behemoth spark? Well, there's our answer.
No idea, but it looks like traditional.
All right.
I didn't even know that well, yeah, I guess I did see a diagonal on, I think it was Bonus's screen, so it's definitely something that can occur, but again, I'm not privy to very many of the tricks, and I can execute even fewer. I can do a mock ball in the upper part of Green Brinstar. That's about it. For now.
Yeah, I'm sure. So you are in this tournament, right?
I am not.
Okay. All right.
I just started watching actually this past Sunday with oh well, there is a complaint, no animals. But that notwithstanding, get your GGs out for Leslie, who will finish with an official SRL time of 90 minutes and 36 seconds.
Well done, Leslie. We'll see if Leslie wants to pop in for an interview. I'm sure Leslie could use a beverage or a breather, but we'll see if they want to join in for the fun.
Most certainly. No, I just I've been kind of dabbling. I saw some of the 2020 and thought, well, this is the year that maybe I can get myself involved in things, and caught the match on, I believe it was Sunday, with MM2 and the back and forth. What was it? We had the soft lock on one side, and then we had the numerous deaths to Mother Brain on the other, and you weren't sure who was going to win it. And that was, I mean, that was a race I would have loved to have called because of how much of a seesaw battle it was.
Yeah, that was. I mean, definition of nail biter or whatever kind of cliche. It was just pure excitement. And I agree. I always those races. Any person who loves to do commentating would just love to call races like that for sure. It does look like we're gonna get Leslie in here for an interview. And a little side note, they put a comment in saying within a minute of actual race PB. So that's awesome.
Oh, excellent.
For a tournament race. Getting really close to your PB is a great, great job for sure.
Most certainly is.
And my current PB is just shy of being under an hour. It's like an hour and 3 minutes or something, but that was on a very generous seed. It's really, it's really all over the place. I just shy. Yeah. So yeah, it goes everywhere for me. But I think we have uh, Leslie Pro 04 in here now. GG's,
We most
Leslie.
certainly do. GG, Leslie.
Thanks to the both of you. That was a seed where honestly the real stingy points for me were okay. Power bombs. Only 5 tanks. Come on, that's awful. And really, game, did you have to put ice beam there? That location's a head. Where's the time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that was definitely a kick. Yeah, that was a low kick for sure, and we weren't sure what strategy you were going to go with to potentially get the ice beam. We had noticed some other fun things. You had gotten plasma in there, but it turns out that high jump boots were in plasma's spot.
As if I was ever heading that way by that point, because I was
Yeah, nobody grabbed that. Nobody even close. And
was do the short charge strat, but it wasn't working. And at that point, I'm like, clock's ticking. I'll find a power bomb pack along the way. I was fortunate to find the one that I did find because, as we saw in the credits, as they were rolling, there were only 5 packs total. The entire sea. That is gross.
Yeah, luckily they gave you bombs at the very beginning, but it's just not it's not a fun time when when you have 5 packs in the whole game. That's pretty rough stuff. But GG's, you finished, and I saw you put in there only a minute away from your race PB in a tournament race. That's awesome.
Well, actual PB for any of the SMRAT seeds, I had a seed where I barely cut the 90-minute mark. I probably would have done that if the Shine Spark had cooperated, but what can you do there? I will take what I did get out of this seed, which was a create quick kill. I had not hit one of those before, so that was hype.
oh, that's
Ooh.
fantastic.
I had a pretty good smile on my face for a few minutes.
I don't remember seeing. Did you do the 4 super method or the 2 missile 3 super method?
That was just shoot them and then hit those supers, and thankfully the timing happened to be right on point.
Awesome.
Well, you'll be glad to know also that of the 4 of you who were racing tonight, you were the only one to get a crave quick kill.
Oh wow, that does not normally happen. Normally I'm the guy who misses it on the SMZ3 race streams, so it was nice to have the hat on the other head for a change.
There you go.
As for the result, I'm not sweating it because it's the first result, and compared to other randomizers you might be familiar with me being in, Link to the Past, Mario 3, for example, this one I have much less experience in, so this is all a learning. There's a lot of learning that's going to be going on, so I'll take the result is what it is, and next week we'll see what happens.
As long as you're learning and you're having fun, I think as long as every runner does those things, we're all going to be coming out of here with good feelings.
Yeah, like I said, fun seed. Supers wasn't an issue. Sure, I had charge, wave, plasma at Mother Brain, but I had so many supers at that point. The thoughts of however many shots it would have been was just an afterthought. The only thought was just unload.
Yeah, it's very good to not have to worry about that or count, your supers and um, also not have to worry about and actually I didn't even see did not all of our runners ended up with ice, so there was no Zeb skip for most.
Yeah, in fact,
Um,
I don't even know how to do Zeb Skip either setup, so it was a case of it was just get in there and do your thing.
Gotcha. Kev
It
taking a
looks like
little.
Bonus is the only one who got the ice beam.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the.
that's an awful place. That's an awful place for any progression item. I don't care if it's this. I don't care if it's SMZ3 or whatever variation of this rando you're playing. That is an awful location for anything required.
Yeah. I remember distinctly a seed that I was playing where I went I went to Lower Norfair um without gravity, I think. I just went with Varia, and I went and I decided to check GT. So I checked Screw, and then I went inside GT's room to check what was in there, and I found speed at the missiles. Um, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not getting that because I don't have space jump and I'm not going to be able to go that way. So I'm just giving up speed at this point. So I went and got Ridley, and I came back and noticed that space jump was at. Wait, was that right? Maybe I'm getting this wrong now, but it forced me because I went to Main Street Missiles and found that I think space jump was there or something. No, that can't happen. I'm getting mixed up. Either way, I had to go all the way back down to North Fair to get speed after getting space jump because I had to come back and get ice. Anyway, I'm just agreeing with you that that location having a progression item is rough, especially if you're not full clearing stuff and you happen to miss something. Kev teaching Dragon, who's boss.
I have never seen Dragon move that fast.
Dragon's mad, man.
Granted, I'm usually good to either do the what is it? The microwave strats or the grapple beam, the electrocution.
Yep, that's definitely. I don't know if that was in Nintendo Power. My son recently he plays Super Metroid. Uh, he's 5. Recently found that strat and was just like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And it really is it's a cool way to beat Dragon. Am I looking at the thing correctly for Kev as far as him having to kill Ridley still, or did he already do that?
Um, that's an excellent question.
I guess we'll find out which way Kev goes at this point.
I mean,
Who's
I think
maybe chat knows. Yeah, I think the lack of PBs in this seed give anybody the sweats, make them want to go to the ship to refill a bunch of times, or try to like think about all the enemies in the game that actually drop power bombs. That's another thing that you don't necessarily think about until you're starved for power bombs, and then you realize you don't. Well, if you're an inexperienced runner like me, you realize you don't know what enemies drop power bombs for the most part, or at least the ones near you. So you have to like figure it out. The room to the left. Um, so if you go down the elevator in Brinstar, and instead of going to the right over to Big Pink, you go to the room to the left. There's fire fleas in there. So if you need a little power bomb pick me up, you can go head to the left that way. Yeah, fire fleas. So there's all these little tiny things, and you just play more and more randos, and you figure out, and just get better and better. Hopefully, anyway.
most certainly, and I think that yeah, based on the direction here, Kev is heading for Torian, so that is yeah, that has been taken care of. I think once our victors have been determined, it's very possible that tracker may have
Yeah,
taken a little bit of a
that's-
sabbatical, a hiatus, as it were.
yeah, that's understandable for sure. So we will watch Kev close this out. I'm sure Kev will have some words to say about this seed, and it's usually one to come in for an interview. So I think that'll be entertaining to hear what he thought about all of this.
Well, hopefully those words are safe for air.
he's a family friendly. He's got a nice family of his own.
Well, you never know. I mean, given the struggles in finding the gravity suit, I know that my mindset would be less than savory in terms of verbiage.
I think you're right on the money with that. I think it really that kind of a search for a gravity suit can turn any man into a man not known by himself. I don't know if that made sense, but it did in my head, so I'm gonna go with it. Going for a little save here. That's an interesting play. I assume he would have just gone for the save right before Mother Brain. But hey, he wants to make sure he finishes, so he's gonna do whatever he needs to do. Oh, that's right, he doesn't have ice. So he's thinking, just in case I take too much damage from these Metroids, I need to make sure I come right back here. I can try again. Oh, one Metroid giving a little troll there.
Goodness. And Leslie had joined us, but noted that Discord was being rather uncooperative and decided to give Leslie the boot. So, yeah, the abrupt departure was not by choice, as technology tends to do.
Yes, it's some things out of our control. Kev, only with 3 power bombs, is deciding to head back. He may have to go back up Torian. I'm trying to think of where the nearest power bombs are at this point. I mean, he could go to the location we were just talking about in Brinstar, but he might just try to farm a Kago. I'm not sure if Kagos give power bombs. Okay, yeah, Tommy Lee says that the Kagos are good for such things. Okay, maybe he's just thinking, I need to get to the ship in order to do this. Might be what's on the mind of kevnastics. The other day I was in a race where it was a Dog Pound Classic. Wait, was it Dog Pound Classic? I don't know. I was in a race where I needed. I just totally blanked and forgot to pick up the supers after Fantoon. And so on my way down to Dragon, I needed more supers, and I went way out of my way to go up to the beach location to get supers when I could have just gotten crab supers. And I'm sure if I'd thought about it for more than a second and my brain wasn't like trying to go overdrive because I was on a race, I could have thought about that pretty logically, but I just couldn't do it because I was like, oh my god, I was like in a panic mode, like where do I get supers, so the first location I thought of is where I went, and I'm sure that's kind of what Kev was doing just now, like where can I get power bombs, the ship, boom, and then that's, you don't think about anything else, you just go where you know.
Yeah, and given the frenetic pace that has occurred over the course of the last half hour or so, maybe 45 minutes of trying to find the gravity suit, that definitely plays a factor as well. I think it's what a lot of people refer to as the tilt factor.
Yep, it is definitely a factor, just like nerves in a race are a factor. If you don't factor in the nerves you might get in a race as part of what you need to train or like practice not having or dealing with, you're not gonna have them unless you're, I don't know, like Zost, but I'm sure he still even has nerves in a race.
Okay, we're getting some name dropping going. All right,
I mean, I can
I
name
see
a
where
couple
we're at
other
here.
ones too. All those top guys, man. But even the top guys and gals, I'm sure, have race nerves. So you gotta account for that stuff. It's difficult. It's something you might not think about.
That is a fair point. All right, so getting through the last of the Metroids is Kevnastics here, and now heading on into Baby Metroid.
He's got 50 supers, 45 missiles.
He does have charge.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes, indeed. He's just got wave, though, right? So...
Charge, wave, and spazer.
Oh. No, he left Spazer. I think that might be a mishap. I'm pretty sure he went into Billy Mays. He saw Spazer, and he's like, "That's
Oh,
not
that's right, he
gravity."
did.
Yeah, he's like, "You're not gravity suit. I'm out of here." So I'm gonna look up real
So
quick.
just charge. Yeah, it is just charge and wave. Because yeah, I'm looking at the beam, and that is definitely not spazer.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up real quick what the actual damage output for just a charge wave shot is. I think it's 300. That may be overshooting it. Let's see here.
Meanwhile, Kev using the missiles to take out the Guardian Eyeball, as those supers are going to be needed for Mother Brain here.
Yes, and he's going to want to use as many missiles as he can because he's going to have to refill.
And is doing just that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to want, so he's going to put 50 supers into Mother Brain, and then he's going to need another 10. Each of those do 300 damage, so if he uses all the missiles he has, 3,000. So yeah, he'd need 30 missiles on top of that. But what you probably want to do in a fight with Mother Brain to make it so that you don't prolong the catch-up phase is to save a good chunk of your super missiles until that catch-up starts firing at you.
So you want to front load the missiles and the charge. And you can see here a safety save going on Kevnastic's side. Very smart idea.
Yes, absolutely. At this point, you want to finish the run. You want to take all the safeties you can because, you know, as daunting as a run like this can be, if you get all the way here and you end up soft locking or not finishing without a safety save, it's like
I don't know if Kev intended to use the super missiles there, but did just take 8 of the 50 into the Zeb portions there.
Yeah, I mean it's quicker. It's quicker to do that with super missiles, and so he's maybe is okay with it, or just got into a little bit of a muscle memory with GT Classic, or any of the other categories he runs. Kev runs a lot of different categories, so may just be a little bit of muscle memory there. We'll see if Kev saves any of these super missiles. I would probably save about 10 or so. I don't know what the damage is once you get Mother Brain to the catch-up phase. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna.
I don't know.
use
He's
all of
front
those.
loading him.
Yep. So, and then we don't have any. We don't have any more. So this is going to be a bit of a fight here. With this charge shot, it's going to need a lot of the charge shots, and then with the catch-up phase, we're probably going to get maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 catch-ups, and without high jump, they're a lot harder to dodge. Now,
Well, one advantage that Kev has is that he's got 9 energy tanks.
yes, I have been triple hit. The thing about the catch-up beam is that it has multiple hitboxes. So one catch-up can take 3 energy tanks off of you in one shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's. I think you can even do more than that. You can get like quadruple hit. But it looks like Kev's doing a good job, kind of managing his position. Ooh, took a little bit there. It's all right.
Just the thought of it is making dogs cry.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you hear. Yeah, my new dog knows what's going on over here. We just got it today.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a little puppy. We named it Leia. And we're gonna get it a little like Rebel Alliance dog tag.
All right, looks like we are at the rainbow beam phase. So Kev able to, with that minimalistic nature, get through here. So now it's just the rainbow beam, the escape, and Kev will be able to finish this race.
Well done. Sure, he's contemplating a couple things at this point. This cutscene is a good chunk of time, so good chance to think about your run and the seed and all the things you should have done or could have done. And like you said, all a learning experience.
Definitely had more than my fair share of those.
If you're not learning, your brain is not growing.
Oh, that is a fair point.
I mean, somebody told me that, so I think the internet told me that, so it's got to be true.
So as great as this has been, there is still a lot more action coming up over the course of the next couple of days. We mentioned that there are 8 races tomorrow, the octad as we've been calling it, because how often do you get to use that word? But then between now and Saturday, or I should say between Thursday and Saturday, there are an additional 16 matchups. We won't go over those for you now because, well, we're already closing in on the final moments here and getting ready for the escape. So there definitely isn't enough time to do so, but you definitely want to stick around. You want to check out the SMRAT Discord.
Yes, indeed.
And that way you can be kept up to date on all the matches that are coming up. And for those who have a little bit more experience, or even those like myself who don't have as much experience, you can get in on involving yourself and participating in roles such as tracking, commentary, restreaming, because with all these matchups, the more help that is out there, the better. As we mentioned, we have 8 races tomorrow between 10 a.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of help's going to be needed to be able to get as many of those restreamed as possible. And that's one of the things that behind the scenes, it's one of those unsung things.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we all love and enjoy the experience of being able to sit here and tune in, or commentate, or run, all in our own ways. So being able to get all that stuff to come together is really awesome, and everyone is, great people, great to we also want to do the same thing, sit here and have fun. Animals are gonna die. No animals saved today.
Nope. You'll have to wait until 2022 if I enter one of these to have any type of an animal save. But that notwithstanding, get out your GGs in chat as kevnastics sticking it out, dealing with a very elusive gravity suit, and finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Just under the 2-hour mark. GG's Kevnastics. We will get a quick word from him right here at the end. He's saying give him just a minute, so we'll watch planets explode and ships fly and
credits roll and stats disseminated and all those things. There's another word you don't hear all that often, disseminated.
Yeah.
Usually it's in a sports realm where they're giving some sort of a disclaimer. The accounts and descriptions of such and such game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
There you go. Wow, he's got the legal documents ready to go. Yeah, Kevin's actually into sports himself as well, so we might hear some cool words coming out of this interview here. We'll have to find out.
We will certainly see. So Kev working on the technological aspects to be able to join us here in the broadcast booth.
Yep, gonna see if we can get him to the right spot. All right, he is in the right spot. Hopefully we can get somebody with to move him into where he needs to be. That's not something.
Proper jurisdiction and whatnot.
Yes. Gotta make sure there's no flim flam hullabaloo rampant. Everybody does what they want to in the Discord. Stuff going on. Chaos will just break out.
Indeed, and I do not, as a new person, I do not have that type of gravitas. So I will leave it to those who have the proper authorization to be able to do so here. But in the meanwhile, we do want to thank you for tuning in here to Speedrunners Arena, as it's been a great evening of action, to say the least. But we'll hear from Kev momentarily here, as we have Kev brought into the booth, or at least was for about a split second.
Oh yeah, he was. Somebody, I was turning down the music because, yeah, he was there for. I guess that was the interview.
No, it definitely was not. Yeah, that was. If it was any more of a split second, then the late great Monty Hall or Tom Kennedy would be hosting here. Little game show reference out there. That maybe about one person understands, and that would be me.
The other person who understands might be Kev. I'm gonna try one more time. There we go. Are you with us, Kev? Oh, why you do this? J Chalk says, "Well, this is strange." He seems to be as perplexed as we are as far as why Discord is giving Kev the boot for some reason. I'm trying a couple things, a little troubleshooting here.
Hello?
There we go.
Hey, all right.
Oh, I
The
can hear you now.
broadcast booth is almost as elusive as the gravity suit.
That's pretty aptly put. I was looking for either. I'm like, if I had high jump boots, I could do the lava dive. However, if you noticed, and I'm sure you all did, as embarrassing as it is, I went for the lava dive, not realizing I didn't have high jump boots. And
I realized it right when you realized it, good sir. And I was like, I was sitting there, I was like, oh yeah, Kev does this a lot. He runs a lot of GT Classic, and I saw you doing the jumps and everything too, and none of it looked like you didn't have high jump until you made that first jump off the Namahe off the left wall, and I was like, oh, he
That
doesn't
was
have
the
Yeah.
high
uh-oh
jump.
moment.
and then I was all the way in the wreck ship the second time when I said to myself, I have cleared everything. How come I don't have anything? And then I saved at the ship to give me a minute. And then I'm like, you know what? I didn't check Croc Escape. And I wanted to earlier. I meant to earlier. And I said, nah, nothing could be there. It's probably just a missile.
Yeah.
And that was very
Whoops.
astute. Gravity suit.
Yeah, we definitely saw you back in Rec Shipped, and we're just talking about the thing that happens where there's so many items to check, and you get in there, and you get to a point where like I should have the things that I should have. What is going on, and where have I not looked? And you're just racking your brain. It's tough, man.
I'm not sure which was the best newbie moment. Maybe when I got down to Turian and I sat there and I said, oh, damn, I don't have ice and I don't have enough power bombs to clear up all the Metroids because they're
Yeah.
definitely not going to give any power bomb drops.
Oh, is that right? I was hoping for powerbomb drops for you. Yeah, so there you
Yeah.
go. There's a
That's why I went
good
all the way
moment
back
for
to the
me.
ship. Dude, by
Yeah.
the time I got there, I said, I'm finishing this seat if it kills me.
Oh, I know. I know. We saw you taking all the safeties, and we were talking about like at this point, you definitely want to see the runner finish because if you soft lock or something on top of not being able to find what you're looking for, it's just an extra kick in the teeth. And somebody in chat was saying that for future reference or whatever, I didn't know this either. The Kagos, instead of going back to the ship for the power bombs, the Kagos in that room that to the left of the
Ooh,
elevator should be able to get you some power bombs.
good
So
call.
we
And
all
then
get to learn.
one more thing I want to say. You all witnessed me on air teach myself how to do infinite bomb jump to get the gauntlet. So I learned that. That was new today.
Absolutely. I was wondering if it was either that or if it was that you were trying to do like the double bomb jump, the faster one, and then you were just like, nah, forget it. Let me just do the single one.
Oh
So
no.
yeah,
I was teaching myself how to play the game.
there you go. I've had to use infinite bomb jump in a lot of different places for a lot of different seats since I started running SMRAT. So GG's, man. That was awesome.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for sticking in there with me, everybody. I really appreciate it. That was mildly embarrassing, but I'll get over it. It's my first tournament match for this, so and I'm very inexperienced in rando.
Understood,
It's
man.
okay. It's my first two in terms of commentary, so I'm right there with you, Kev.
Well, I'll go and take a look back and see how you did. I'm certain you probably did a better job than I did.
He did a better job than I did too. So
Nice. Well, hey, thank you, comms. Thank you, restreamers. Papa, I know you very well. Thank you for helping out today and doing the restream and the commentary. And thanks for sticking in there. Thanks for having me. And see you next mission.
absolutely. See you next mission. You have anything
Have a
else?
good night, everybody.
Yeah, man. You too.
Thanks.
That's right. And as mentioned before, we have 8 missions coming up tomorrow, although we're about 3 minutes away from tomorrow here on the East Coast of the United States. So we will spare you from going over all of those again, but I will say check out the Discord for the full schedule. Make sure to give all of our runners a follow here, as they have given you a heck of a display tonight here. Bonus 36, as well as xerolayne, Leslie Pro 04, and Kevnastics. Make sure to give all of them a follow and show some love to the folks behind the scenes as well. Our tracker Saffron, as well as our double duty restreamer and co-commentator Papa Schmo. And Papa, any last words before we get on out of here?
GG's all around. Thank you, everyone. I'll let you close this out, but I mean, I can say see you next mission as we all do. It's appropriate. I'm just happy to be here. So, thanks.
As am I. Thank you for taking this journey with me here on my debut commentary here on Speedrunners Arena. And I have a hunch, at least I'm hopeful, that it hopefully won't be my last. So for everybody behind the scenes, for our runners, for our tracker, for our restreamer, and my co-commentator, Papa Schmo, until next time, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying stay classy, my friends, and more importantly, stay safe. Good night, everyone.